Welcome back to Mrs. Stewart's Crochet Club. Today I'm so excited to bring you this project. It is quite time consuming, but it's really cool. Granny square shorts. Please join me, any size hook, any size yarn, and let's see if we can't make a pair of shorts together. All right, so to start our granny panties, our granny shorts, you were going to start with a magic ring. So we're going to start with a magic ring. The magic ring, how I do it, everyone does things differently, but I keep the tail in my hand and I wrap around my fingers to create an X. So I have an X here. I'm going to take my hook and I'm going to go under the first loop at the back and over it. I'm pulling this through and I'm going to twist and I'm picking up my yarn and pulling it through. So it's tricky. Everyone struggles with this at the beginning. So if you find it hard, you can do like a chain of 6 or 7 and then connect it in the round, but give the magic loop a try. The reason we're using the magic loop is because we need to fit 8 clusters of 3 double crochets into this loop and it gets a little bit crowded. So first we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And notice I'm holding the knot down here. It just stabilizes everything. I'm going to yarn over, insert through the loop, and pull up a loop. Pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, yarn over and go through again. Pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, so you have your first cluster and we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. We need a total of 8 clusters in this circle, so we're going to go again. 8. Okay, so after you've done your 8th one, chain 2, and then you're going to connect to the top of the chain 3 that we started with. So just connect that with a slip. Okay, and we're going to tighten this up. Now it's going to be wonky, it's going to be wavy, but that's what we want if we want it to fold up into a thing. I'm not going to secure it just now. Might be helpful to have a little bit of looseness, and then at the end we can secure it all together. Okay, so now we have all corners. So these are the sides and here are the corners. So we're going to slip over. This is how I always do my granny squares. I slip past that first cluster that I'm attached to and into the corner. Okay, now we're going to do chain 3 and 2 double crochets into that same space. Okay. Now this is a corner as you would make in a traditional granny square. So chain 2. Some people chain 3. I like to chain 2 because I like my granny squares to be a little bit tighter. And then we're going to do another 3 double crochets into the same stitch. So if you're imagining you're on the second round of a traditional granny square, you would then go to the next corner and you can see them where we have our chains. And we're going to repeat what we just did here. So 3, 2, 3. Okay, so there's 2, and we're just going to continue until we get all the way around in each of these corners doing the 3, 2, 3 combo. You should have 8 of these clusters by the time you get back here. So, okay, so I've made it back to my first cluster. I'm just going to connect to the top of the chain 3 with a slip. Okay, and so you should have something that's really wonky looking. So it's trying to force itself into a different shape, and that's how the legs will be formed of this of these shorts. So I have a corner in each one. So now we're going to continue like a traditional granny square, where the corners are the 3, 2, 3 combo, and then in each of the sides, like between each cluster, we're going to be adding another granny 3 combo. And then, so just following along, each corner needs to have 3, 2, 3, like three double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet, the space will be 3 double crochets, and just continue all the way around. So let's do an example together. Slip over. I always slip. I don't turn my work. It's just preference, personal preference. I prefer not to fiddle around, turning around and things like that. So I'm at a corner here. I know it's a corner because there's a chain 2, and we're going to do our combo of chain 3, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. I'll just show you the one side. I'm pretty sure it's clear if you already know how to make a granny square. If you don't, welcome. It's an addiction. Okay, so this one is done. That corner is done. We're on to a side. So we're just going to go into that V shape and do 3 double crochets. Okay. Some people like to chain between their clusters. I don't. I just like things to be a little bit tighter. In this corner, we're going to do, because this is a corner, we're going to do the 3, 2, 3 combo. 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets into the same spot to turn the corner here. Okay. Continue all the way around with this pattern. Okay, so I've reached back to my beginning and I've secured it to the first chain. Now you're probably saying that looks like nothing. I'm going to show you how to fold this so you'll see where the shorts come in. It's probably a good time now to cinch up that center and secure it really well, but I'm going to show you. So we're going to take this corner and we're going to count 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to be the partner of that one. Okay, so there's a leg hole, and these other ones would just force them down. And look how cute that is. This is a little tiny bitty baby doll shorts. But if we keep going in the pattern, if we keep going around, doing our corners, doing our sides and our corners, we just keep increasing until it gets to the size that we want. Okay, so I have gotten to the point where I'm just going to make a sample for you guys, and you can extend it as far as you need to. So I've gotten to a point now in my pretend pants, my example pants. Move this up a bit so you can see. I've gotten to the point now where I feel like the length is long enough for my person, but the width is not enough. So what do? If we keep going around and around and around, the legs are going to get longer and longer, and as the sides get wider. So if you were making some pants, you could continue doing that until you get to as long as you want. But these are shorts, so I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop going around and around. And so I've folded it up so that it looks like shorts. And then I'm going to just work on my sides. So let me show you how I'm doing my side. So I'm actually at the base of a leg. Okay, so this is going to be one of my sides. I've reached this corner and I'm going to do chain 3. I'm actually going to do, and then I'm going to turn my work. I then am going to go into this space with 3 double crochets, same as you would if you were doing your granny square. And I'm going to continue. Let me see if I can get you in a better frame here. Okay. So I'm going to continue my granny square all the way until I get to the corner, or my granny stitches. Okay, I'm reaching the last corner here, so I'm going to be going to do 3 double crochets in the last corner. There you go. And we're going to turn and go back down that same row that we just came up. So we're just going to do 2 rows. First, I'm going to chain 3. I'm going to flip my work, and then I'm going to continue in this next spot with 3 double crochets. 2, 3, just continue. Okay, so I made it all the way down, and I did place 3 double crochets in that first chain that we did at that side. Now, depending on the size that you need, you could continue doing this, but I'm going to imagine that I needed these 2 rows on this side, and I'm going to do the mirror side of this with 2 rows as well, and then we're going to do the opposite leg. So I'm actually going to cut my yarn at this point, and I'm going to secure it here and pull it tight. Okay, now we need to find the opposite side, and it might have gotten lost. So what we're going to do, we're going to hold the top of this one, and we're going to go 5 corners, and then we're going to fold it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This should be the matching corner. If I did it right, I hope. Okay, yes. So it folded into a pair of shorts. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do 2 rows on this side. So I've made a slip knot in my yarn. I'm finding the corner, and I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's see what it would look like if we did 3 here. Oh yeah, that would work. Okay, so then we're going to go on to the next space and do 3 double crochets. Okay, so make it to this end, and then we're going to go and reverse down the other side. Okay, so I've reached the top corner. I'm just going to put 3 double crochets in there, 2 and 3. Then I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to turn my work, and we're going to go back down again. So just have that chain 3 there, and then we're going to do 3 double crochets in the next space. I kind of feel like I'm winging it a little bit, like I have an idea of what I want to see, and the goal is just to put some length on these sides so that it'll fit around hips. And I think I'm just going to stick 1 at the end here, 1 double crochet into the very last stitch. That we will have a good corner there. Okay, so I am saying that I'm done this side. Snip my yarn and pull it through. Okay, we're going to match up our sides again and make sure that they are the same width as each other. So there they are. They're both the same width. There's the back and the front. And so now we're going to have to work on the opposite side to make it symmetrical. So I have these sides that are lining up, and I have these sides that are lining up. It's so cute. It's so cute as a pair of shorts, but I suspect that if I tried these on somebody, you would find that the waistband is not high enough. So I might go ahead, and same way I did the legs, I might go ahead and do some rounds of maybe 3 or 4 rounds just to raise that waistband and to have a place to add a drawstring, because of course these are not going to stand up by themselves. They'll need some drawstring or maybe some elastic if you are handy like that. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to stitch together these sides. Okay, so we're going to make a slip knot again, and I'm going to stick my hook through the corners, 2 corners, and I'm going to secure it. Okay, those are secured together. So I'm going to just go into the loops of this one and into the loops of that one, and we're just going to single crochet all the way down. All these threads and stuff we will weave in later. It's just getting in the way. Okay, so going through the top of this one and the top of that one. Some people care about which loops they go through. I don't think it makes much of a difference. So I'm just doing my best to grab a loop from one side and a loop from the other side and single crochet. Okay, it gets easier. Make sure things are lined up. It does get easier as you go along. I think these are truly a work of art or love or sweat and tears. Okay, so keep going all the way down, inserting your hook through both of the sides, that side and this side, because if you don't, they will not hold together. Some more yarn here. Again, you could use a whip stitch with a darning needle, but I can't seem to find my darning needle, and I think that this is just as effective. So here we go. Keep going, we're almost there. Okay, and make sure that you're getting the space in the corner at the very end. We want to make sure that these two corners are attached to each other. Okay, so that is it. I've gotten to the end of this leg. I'm going to cut my yarn and I'm going to finish it off by just pulling it through like that. Of course, I'll be weaving my ends in and securing everything once I'm done, but look, we've got a leg. Remember, this is going to be the inside, so when we flip it out, you won't see that seam. Okay, so let's do the next side. I'll meet you, once you've done the next side, I will meet you and we'll go on talk about the waistband, which I think is fairly simple, but the steps are important anyway. Okay, so I have inverted mine and they look so cute. They're adorable. So I have my little legs here. I have a shallow waistband. This is where I seamed it, so the inside looks messy a little bit, and the outside it just looks like a seam, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with this, how this looks. Again, if you want to get a needle and a thread and sew it, you can do that. So let's go on with the waistband. It's similar to the legs. We're just going to be attaching to any corner, and we're going to be doing shells, the 3 shells all the way around, and just keep going and going until we get the length that we want. I think I might go maybe three more for this size pant. I think 3 more rows would be sufficient for a waistband. I'm going to choose the corner shell. You could honestly attach to any one of these spaces. We're no longer going to be doing the corners 3, 2, 3. Like, we're not going to be increasing, we're just going to be keeping the same size. So we're going to chain 3 into the first stitch. I'm going to be crocheting over top of my yarn. So let's do 3 double crochets, 2, and so the first one counts as 1. Okay, now in each one of these spaces we're going to go ahead and do 3 double crochets. If you want a sturdier waistband, you could just do a single crochet all the way around. You could do a front post, back post sort of waistband if you'd like. You could, there's so many possibilities. Whatever you want to do for a waistband would be good. I'm just going to continue using my granny squares, and my last row maybe I'll make it half double crochets or something, just to have a solid defined top. So I don't know if you need to see this, if you need to see me go all the way around, but just keep going until you get back to the start, attach, and then if you need to add more rows, keep going. I'm gonna do 3 rows now, and I'll come back when I'm done and I'll show you my finished product. Okay, here's the finished product. So I ended up going two or three rounds on the edge, and I finished it up with a half double crochet stitch all the way around, so it has a nice little border. I kind of wanted to have a finished edge, so I did that, and I think it's adorable. I need to find a person who can fit these, but really it was just a sample, just so I could show, just a sample so I could show you guys how to do it. I hope that this was effective. I hope this was useful, and I hope that somebody actually makes their own wearable pants. If you don't want the holes, like if you don't want the granny holes, you could make this the continual granny, where you are, instead of doing chain 3, you're going straight across. Anyway, this was a really nice, fun activity to do. Very time consuming. If you're making a full-size adult pair, I really want to see a picture posted somewhere. That would be so cool to see. Thank you.